I grew up an MTV baby. I loved music videos. I went to NYU for undergrad. I entered NYU and was a math major. I was always the kind of student that was good at everything but never passionate about one thing. And my mother was an educator, so she's like, just declare a major. And I was like, math. And then I took Calc 2 and I hated it and was like, I'm never taking another math class. But because you have to take the same courses, I got to meet a lot of the film students. And I had done photography in high school and was continuing with photography. And it felt like a natural progression, you know, from the still world into the moving image. And it also felt like a great combination of what I felt like my skill set was. You know, there was storytelling, there was math, there was technology, and there was this activism and this like political aspect that was really important to me as a person. It's kind of the way I was raised, where I felt like, wow, I can say something, I can reach the world, and I can represent unrepresented stories and give voice to the unheard. And you know, it's very much a revolutionary at that time, and that was important to me. And so I took my first film class and made a film in the meatpacking district about how women are viewed as meat, and it was horrendous, but I found my love. And I went, you know, I graduated I transferred to the film program my first year, and I did videos. I interned for a music video and commercial company, and assisted while I was at NYU. And when I graduated, my thesis project was a music video for a friend of mine that I paid for myself, and I used that to apply here. I didn't necessarily want to go to grad school, but again, my mother being an educator was like, go get your master's. And I'm like, I could just be working, like this is ridiculous, but okay, I'll apply to AFI, I'll never get in. And then I got in.
So you did cinematography here, not directing.
Yeah, and that's because I had just come from a directing program. So I didn't want to duplicate kind of what I had just learned. It probably would have been very different now that I think about the programs from NYU to AFI are completely different. I feel like NYU is somewhat of indie filmmaking, and this is more of like a studio system, you know, where somebody's actually checking that you didn't die on set. And that you can afford to shoot what you're shooting. And so, yeah, I had studied abroad and shot did a photo program through NYU in Cuba, and I used that, and my thesis project was as a music video to apply here. And when I got in, it felt like such a great opportunity, obviously, to really hone my craft. And as a Black woman in this industry, I felt like it's really important for me to know what I'm doing. And I never wanted to be a cinematographer, but as a director, I really wanted to be informed about my choices. And I wanted to understand how to tell a story visually, which is what cinematography is, right? And so I entered the program, and I was missing for 2 years because I was here or on set every day. And I graduated. I got back in touch with a lot of the people I knew from the music video world before him. And when I graduated, I also did another music video piece. So now I had 2 pieces. And I got into production and was PAing and stuff on music video sets and kind of working my way up actually in production while still working on my directing. And I remember hitting this rep, who is one of my best friends now and still my music video rep to this day. And she repped some other music video directors that I really respected. And I was like, I'm coming for you. Here's my demo tape, you know? And it was my terrible reel of 2 videos. And she started to get me work. And in videos, it works like the label has a song, they commission the song, they send it to you and a bunch of other directors come up with an idea. And if they like your idea, the artist likes their idea, they choose you and you budget it, and if it's within their budget, you're awarded the job. And so I got a couple small jobs, and at the time, Jay-Z was the president of Def Jam, and a couple of my small jobs were for some younger artists at Def Jam. And he introduced me to Beyonce at a party, and I also told her I was coming for her. And I was really a geek. And then a couple of months later, she called me, and she was doing a visual album, as she still does, and they were probably my 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th videos. We did 4 videos back to back on her B-Day album, and I was very much in over my head, but I guess I pulled it off, and then my music video career took off. And I worked in that space for a long time. I was at RSA, which is Ridley Scott's company. And then I wanted to transition into commercials. And music videos at the time, and still are, I feel like there's a stigma. They're not really respected as true forms of filmmaking. And I honestly think that's absolutely untrue, because I've had the most impact, I think, from my music video work. And they're like short films, and you don't have a dialogue or a script to depend on, so you are really forced to learn how to tell a story. And most of them come from just a director, so you really get to birth an idea and create a world.